up, guys and ghouls? Welcome back to Living Dead Garage, where we bring the dead back to life. Today's episode, we're doing a 350 swap on an 87 Firebird. So this is my buddy Jeff's car. He's had it for over a decade. It is a Pontiac Firebird, like I said, an 87. Originally it was an automatic with a 305. We 5-speed swapped it. Put a cam in the 305. Spiced it up a little bit, carburetor, headers, you know. We did a quick and dirty paint job on it. Doesn't look the greatest, but it's not important right now. But the interior is mint. Beautiful interior in this car. We got it from another donor car. We'll worry about paint down the road, but right now we're going to be dropping this 350 in it. It's bored 40 over, and it's got a huge cam in it. It was in the 79 Camaro. We're putting camel hump heads on it. These heads have been gone through. They have valve guides, chrome valve seats. Some other stuff's been done to them. We picked them up a few months ago. Decided to throw them on here because this engine originally had Chevy Vortec heads on it from a truck, and they were very restrictive, so it was kind of pointless having them on here with a big cam. So anyway, we're gonna pull this 305 out of here. And we got this 8-rib pulley serpentine kit that was from the Camaro. It will no longer work on there because of the blower, so it's going to go along with that engine in this car. So yeah, Jeff's working on pulling the shifter. We're going to blow apart everything up here. He's got everything ready underneath for the trans to come out. And with this being a manual, the trans is always 10 times easier to pull out. So I'm looking forward to that. What else? I think that about does it. Put you up on a GoPro here, and we'll get this motor yanked. And hopefully we'll hear this thing run by the end of the day, if we're lucky. Update, the boat anchor 305 is out. Surprisingly clean for how long it's been in there. But this will be going in Jeff's 93 GMC Jimmy in the future, so stay tuned for that one. It's just what that Jimmy needs is a V8 swap. Well, we're going to clean up this engine bay probably. And then get ready to drop the 350 in it. Should be pretty straightforward. This flywheel should bolt right up to the 350. They're both one-piece rear main seals. So yeah, exciting.
Very.
Good morning. It is the next day, and as you can see, engine is not in the car. Dang it, I know. I'll tell you why. Well, as you can see here, I was getting the valve train all dialed in, and this guy stripped out from the head. Yeah, great. So we got to get a helix coil. I know that's probably making some of you guys scream, but I don't want to pull this head off and bring it to a machine shop and have it retapped and blah blah blah. And we're gonna have to go to a bigger size stud, I believe, in order to get that to work. But we're gonna put a helix coil on there, pack it full of red Loctite, cross the fingers. Hopefully she's good. I was rotating the engine, setting valve lash, and all of a sudden I hear a pink, and then this had just popped out. So yeah, big sad, but we're gonna persevere and overcome like we always do. Engine bay is still a disaster. The 305 is out, as you saw. Stealing some parts off of here, like the motor mount, clamshell motor mounts, alternator, stuff like that's gonna have to get swapped over. Yeah, that's where we're at. Kind of bad news, not the worst news, but just kind of setting us back. All right, it's been a couple days. I got that a heli coil put in there, fixed that rocker arm stud. We're all good to go there. Got the valve lash all set, intake on. We're just about ready to drop this thing back in the car. So far so good. Hopefully we don't run into any more issues, but we'll see. All right, a little tech tip for you guys. If your motor mounts are a little loosey-goosey, we got our motor mount adjuster 3000 right here. It'll fix it real nice. Oh, look at that.
Maybe one more.
One more for good measure. I'd have laughed if you would have missed and pinched off your brake line. So there you go. That tech tip is free of charge. Well, there you have it. Another super easy engine drop in. Seems like that's all we've been doing the past couple weeks, and I'm not even upset about it.
I'm not even mad.
Not even mad. I'm impressed. So yeah, we're just gonna start throwing accessories on here and keep going until we can't anymore. I think the only thing what's gonna stop us, fuel pump. We gotta get it.
Tomorrow.
Waiting for an intake fuel pump for this unit. And then yeah, everything else we can throw on. Damn near hear this thing run maybe this weekend. We'll see. Or else. Hammer time. Alright, updates. We got the transmission back in, cross-member D-shaft, torque arm, all that nonsense. Everything fit well. The exhaust is a little close there, but we're just going to pretend that it's good. So yeah, didn't bother recording any of this. It's kind of boring, so I'm going to let the car down and button everything else up. Alright. We've been tinkering around with this here and there. We got all the ignition system hooked up, carb. We got the really nice serpentine system here hooked up, all lined up. Right now we're going to be dropping the fuel tank because Jeff opted to get a in-tank sending unit because this block does not have provisions for a mechanical fuel pump. So we're going to drop the tank, put this unit in there, wire it up, and then put a fuel pressure regulator up front. and in that way we have a nice reliable fuel system. And if he ever decides to go EFI one day, boom, already done. So we're gonna start by taking this collar off of here, throw her up in the air, and get this tank dropped. All right, well, with any typical fuel tank drop, turn into a can of worms. We ended up having to drop the rear end down significantly. Although, that is a really nice stance, if you ask me. So yeah, we got her out. Kind of fought us, but the way this fuel neck is, and that hole right there, you have to twist the tank and do a backflip, break your wrist, and then it comes out. So here we are. This fuel sending unit is slightly different than the one we got. The lines only come out to about here on the new one. So yeah, we're gonna have to extend our rubber lines, which isn't a big deal at all. Splice this in with the new one because it's a different connector.
Well, I have an idea.
Yeah?
What if we see if we can't put this pump in that sending unit, if that's even applicable?
Oh, I see, yeah.
And we can just plug and play right back in there, and the pump will pump it,
Yeah,
essentially.
we'll see. We'll got to twist this little twist ring off and this whole unit will come out of here. So we'll see how it goes. All right, well, update. We just wasted a bunch of time because turns out this car was fuel injected at one point because, what do you know, we have an electric pump already. Somebody must have just pulled the fuse when they converted it to carbureted. So we jumped this battery and the pump still works. So we just wasted a bunch of time. But now we know, and we have an extra sending unit for another 3rd gen F body, which we're probably going to get more in the future, so. Great. Yep, I know, me too, compressor. Me too. Put everything back together in reverse order. Alright, so here's where we're at. Got the fuel pressure regulator ran. I just ran the main to a T to the carb. Put an inline fuel pressure gauge up to the regulator, and then we got a return ran back down to the return there, and we can adjust our pressures here and monitor it here. And we put in our own fuel pump relay, got that all working now. Just your basic 5-pin relay that you can get at the hardware store. And now we gotta bleed the clutch master cylinder, or slave cylinder rather, and then we should be able to try firing this thing. So big excite. All right, so we got all the fluids topped off. I think we're about ready to hit the key and see where our fuel pressure's at, and hopefully this thing will bark off. The headers are soaked in oil because we were rotating the engine earlier with the valve covers off, making sure the valve train was good, so be prepared for a lot of smoke. I got no fuel pump.
Battery's on.
Oh, it'd help if we had a power source. All right, going hot. There we go. I hear it. Oh, got a little bit of pressure. You can hear the return. Oh shit. Well, I lost that.
Try firing it?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We got squirters, so go ahead. It doesn't seem like we're getting the fuel pressure that we need. Try again. Try it again. Oh, nice. So I messed with this shut off here. I turned it and now it's actually getting around 2 to 3 pounds.
It's more than that.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I gotta mess with this. Hell yeah. I love the way those timing gears sound. Haha, yes. Oh. You ever tighten that? I'll get a 14. Oh yeah, she's tight. Oh, we might have to put gasket sealer on there. Well, hell yeah, that was a good success.
Yeah, for sure.
It sat here and idled. And it sounds pretty healthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have to adjust or address this coolant leak here.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It was doing that in the Camaro too.
Yeah, so that gasket
It was
is...
not tight when I took it off.
Right.
So,
Huh.
universal gasket, my butt.
Reusable, my ass, you know?
Alright. Well, it's tackle that challenge real quick once.
Yep, we're gonna address this and then fire it back up because we want to let this get up to running temperature and then we can fine tune everything. All right, I figured out our problem here. I have a reusable gasket. Well, apparently it's not as reusable as they say. So I'm gonna go grab a regular standard filter. I'm gonna grab a regular gasket and put some schmoo on there and get her put back together. All right, got that all buttoned up. Hopefully that shouldn't leak for a good 5 minutes. Top her off with the green stuff. You don't leak anymore. Awesome. Oh, listen to those timing gears though. Let me know if you guys prefer the timing gears or not. Kind of gives it that supercharger whine. Comment down below your opinion. Another good benefit of the timing gears is they don't wear out like your regular timing chain, so you won't get all that slop in the chain like you would with a traditional timing chain. The gears are just solid forever until usually they won't break over time, but sometimes they do. Very rare though. Yes! I just noticed we have a fuel leak. The return line is actually leaking. I have to address that. It's actually got a pretty big puddle under the car. Just glad I noticed it before she ignited. No, definitely the return. I'm gonna find my wrench. Alright, I'm gonna kick that key forward, see if she's leaking still. Seem to have fixed the issue there. I don't know where my Allen wrench went. Yeah, I'll fire her back up now. Sounds like we might have a little too much timing into it. You hear how it started kind of hard there? Yeah, that sounds a little better. I'm gonna see how it sounds from the rear. Oh yeah. The exhaust is very quiet on this car. We're gonna address that later, but you can definitely hear that cam lobe. A little bit of a gallop to her. Love that. Check the temperature once. Still not showing on the gauge yet, but she's still pretty cold. We have no more fuel leak. We're not leaking oil. Oil's about done burning off the headers, hopefully soon. Now when I had this engine in my Camaro, we had a very hard time getting it to idle on its own, especially when it was cold. Well, we had a 1-inch carb spacer on there that was made out of plastic. And as we were disassembling this engine, I noticed there was a very small gap. Actually, I'll go grab it for you. It'll be easier just to show you. As I was saying, we had this carb spacer on there. And right about here, if I stuck my shop light in there, you could see light through there, even after like putting pressure on it. So this thing had a really bad vacuum leak since day one. And we kept this plate out with jet steam and carburetor. Frickin' perfect. So that's awesome. Great news. She's running beautifully right now. I'm very happy with that. Oh, wow. I opened up the secondaries and holy shit. Starting to push some air out too. That's good. Oh man, I can't wait to drive this thing. Jeff went to go pick up his daughter real quick. He's going to be excited when he gets back. Unfortunately, the clutch slave cylinder isn't, we've tried bleeding it and it's not working properly. I think it might be junk. Usually when you take those off and the piston and the slave cylinder comes out completely, it's pretty much junk. You try shoving it back in there, it never works the same. And unfortunately that happened during disassembly, so I don't think we're going to be test driving this thing tonight. But once we get that slave cylinder, we'll have this thing on the road in no time. Really excited to see what this engine does with a 5-speed behind it. Wow, we're at almost 60 pounds of pressure at idle. Oil pressure, I mean. And I brought the idle down a little bit. She's at about 1100. Oh shit. Well, I just looked at the gauge and it was pegged at 260. So I'm wondering if we got our, do we have our fan relay and temp sensor backwards? Because it was not reading anything and it doesn't feel like 260 degrees. I can hang on to the hose. Yeah, something's not right here. There's no way that engine is pegged the temp gauge. I got a temp gun here. Yeah, right here. 186, 190, right where it should be. The heads are 192. Water pump 180. 150 on the rad. Yeah, we must have, because one of these is the fan relay, or to kick on the fans, and the other one is for the gauge, and I think we might have them flip-flopped. Because the one for the fans, once it gets up to temp, it just grounds out and tells the fans, the relay, to kick the fans on. So that is kind of making sense to me. I wonder if I pull that off and swap these around, what that does. Kick the key forward. Maybe the fan will kick on. Haha! Yep, that was it. Now we're right up to where we should be on the temp gauge. Still reading a little around 220, but it's because our fan isn't kicking on. I'm gonna have to reroute this wire over to the other sensor to get them fans to kick on real quick once. Oh, that's not where you want that. Ah, boy. So I got the wire clamped in to the valve cover. Oh boy, I'm a smart one, aren't I? Now that this is a million degrees, I will unbolt this. Okay, retighten these down so we don't leak oil everywhere. And hopefully that valve cover doesn't leak like a son of a bitch now that I did that. Come on, fan. Yes! Awesome, perfect. I'll let that fan run for a little bit, cool that radiator down. Slingshot, engage. Yep, temperature's going down slowly. Awesome. We might have this figured out just yet. Oh, the fan already kicked off, so it got cool enough. Perfect. So that means the thermostat opened up. Our coolant system should be flushed, or burped rather. Very happy with that. Yes. I live for this shit. If I wasn't able to do any of this, I mean, if it wasn't for my wife and all this, shit. Just goes to show, put in tons of hard work, chase your dreams, you can make shit happen. Alright, so our starter is officially cooked. It kept acting like it was either getting hydro locked or there was too much timing in it. Here, we'll just show you.
I got power to the starter regardless with that switch.
Yeah.
Leave the key off and turn it over once.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that starter is, I think it's original. It's like the original 1984 starter from my old Camaro. So we're gonna have to get a starter, a slave cylinder, and we have to get a different temp sensor because that one,
It's not going to work where it's at.
yeah, it's not gonna work where it's at. So unfortunately, we're kind of dead in the water tonight. But hey, still a huge success. We're gonna get these parts, and yeah, we'll give you some more updates when we got them tomorrow. Well, good morning. Next day, just got back from the parts store, got our starter, new slave cylinder, and we also had to get a pressure sensor, or oil pressure sensor, because this old one was leaking oil out of it. And yeah, that could pose to be a problem. So we're gonna go ahead and snag these parts on and hopefully test drive this thing in a little while. It's pretty nice outside, around 60 degrees, although it is pretty windy, but we don't really care about that. But yeah, getting pretty excited here. Actually going to try and test drive this thing. Alright, it's been probably a week. We've been tinkering with this thing. We got the new starter and the slave cylinder in. And then we were having a hell of a time getting the slave cylinder to bleed. And then eventually we got it. It ended up just being something super simple. But yeah, everything's good. It runs good, doesn't overheat. Jeff's just going to be tinkering away, slapping the interior back together. And we're going to take this thing for a very first test drive. And pretty excited about it. Seeing how much of a power difference we have with this cammed 350 in comparison to the cammed 305. This one was pretty spicy, but I mean, a 305 is a 305. You're only going to get so much out of it. This engine, on the other hand, is, you know, this is more what we're talking about. So I'm going to slap this together and we'll hit the road. Yep. Oh, wait, I got to check the GoPro. Thank you for reminding me. I think I forgot to turn this one on. Haha. There we go. Thank you. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Ooh. definitely way more awake than that 305. I don't know if you guys can hear on the audio those timing gears. It sounds freaking awesome. It's the closest thing you're going to get to a supercharger whine, and I'm okay with it.
Clutch feels weird, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you had to get used to it. Seems like it's kind of stuttering a little bit.
Yeah, under power. It's good though.
Yeah. Gonna cruise for a little bit, make sure all the vitals are good, and then maybe we'll open up the back barrels. We'll see. Smell a lot of gas though. I don't know about you.
I don't see any spraying up.
Yeah. I didn't bring fire extinguisher either, so.
Roll the ditch, I better go.
Yep. Just gonna ignore that for now until we can. Well, his shifter knob loose and he almost punched the dash trying to grab fifth. Well, yeah, wow, she getting a little warm. Oh, now it's dropping. Bunch of the thermostat just opened.
Air in the system.
Yeah. Wow. She pulls good. Fourth gear, it landed me back in the seat, and the 305 really didn't do that before.
Literally watched the gas gauge go down.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully that's not attributing to our fuel smell. Maybe it's just dumping the gas out. Looks good this way. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, look at that.
Yeah, she's
Air in the system.
Yeah, temp rose up to about 220 and then immediately started dropping. So we got some air in the system we have to purge out yet.
It makes sense with that sensor, nothing came out.
Right. Years ago, we built this engine for my old C28 Camaro, and it turned out to be a giant rock box, so I got rid of it, and all the parts, suspension and stuff, ended up in Jeff's car because it's the same platform. And then this engine eventually ended up in here, which is just awesome. Yeah, it's the best I've ever heard this engine run. When it was in the Camaro, it had that massive vacuum leak. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm a little giddy here. This is exciting. Can't talk right.
Calm down.
Stay calm. Oh, that just sounds so cool.
Yeah, it took nothing.
Yeah, I believe it. She's got posi, and we amps to use it. Yes. So we were smelling fuel on the ride and figured out why our return line here was just geysering it the whole time, and I'm not sure why because we don't have any of that hooked up. But it's going to have to get capped off now because that could have been a fire. But
Burn it down.
big success. Very happy with that, other than the potential arson that occurred. She runs good, strong, looks good, sounds good. That's all we can ask for, right?
That's right.
What more do you want? Well, hey there. It's been about a week, and we've done some more tuning and fiddling with this thing. We had some wiring issues. The starter was getting 1,000,000 degrees, and then it would act like it was heat soaked. After you'd start it, try and start it when warm, it would just couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. Turned out to be a wiring issue. Pretty sure we nailed it, and we tuned the engine expertly, and by that I mean we put drag slicks on the back and skinnies in the front. No, but seriously, we had to adjust the choke, idle air mixture, all that stuff, timing, and she's running pretty strong. Jeff's on his way out here right now, and we're going to give this another test run, and I'd like to get some burnout footage because I know this thing will do a nasty ass burnout, and I can't wrap this video up without adding that in. So we will see you in a little bit. Alright guys, it's been a few days. We were going to take it for a test drive in my last recording, but we're having troubles with the starter getting very, very hot. And then it was acting like it was getting heat soaked, but the damn thing was only running for like 5-10 minutes, and then it would just crank over real hard. Well, come to find out, we needed to shim the starter out because the starter gear would not retract, and it would just continue riding on the flywheel, therefore spinning the starter motor and getting extremely hot, acting like it's been heat soaked for hours. So we finally nipped that in the butt, chasing our tail on that, and seems to be running pretty damn good. So I'm gonna tootle around the country here, and then we'll try the old burnout test. Hell yeah. Woo, yeah. She laid some rubber. Well, that was a major success. Those drag slicks really hook up. Couldn't quite grab second gear, but if we had some regular street tires, this thing would just recycle them like nothing. We're gonna head back before the cops show up. I think we're gonna wrap this episode up here. I appreciate you guys watching. We had a lot of fun doing it. The next project is gonna be this Camaro, so stay tuned for that. We're gonna have this supercharged small block running hopefully soon here, with a 4-speed behind her. So yeah, please like and subscribe if you want to see more of our shenanigans, and we'll see you in the next one.